27 minutes after 7 o'clock. Good morning. It is Monday, and it's a beautiful Monday here in Ocala. Thank you for tuning your radio to WOCA, The Source, where we are broadcasting live from the Paddock Mall. What is today? The 17th day of June, 2019. Thank you for tuning in. 78 degrees right now, by the way. Looks like temperatures will climb to 85 before we're done with this one. Let's see if there's any rain mentioned. Oh, yeah, there's about a 75% chance of rain, mostly early in the afternoon. Lows tonight, 71. Tomorrow, repeat that, except the rain is expected a little bit later. Wednesday, about a 45% chance of rain. Thursday, about a 35%, pretty much across the board. So it's not quite summer yet. We're a few days away from the official beginning of summer, but just still got that summer weather pattern that is normal for Florida. I remember a few years when we didn't have this normal pattern. It felt like it was all over, and all those predictions about the changing climate seemed to be true. But this year, everything looks like the way it always has. All right, let's see. 7:35, we'll open up the phone lines, and you guys can call in and talk to me about things in the news and what's going on in your world. I might have a couple of announcements here, local things that are going on and you might want to partake in. Otherwise, we'll just kind of hang out there. 8:05, Galen Unold will be on the phone from Life South Community Blood Center. We'll talk about things that Galen is doing, talk about how his Father's Day went, and got a few other things sitting around here somewhere. All my papers are kind of scattered. Dr. Peter Wenner is going to talk about the death of politics. That's the title of his book. I have gone around the block with the whole political conversation thing. I have so many thoughts about politics. I have so many thoughts about the way politicians communicate to us. Oh my gosh, I could carry on. I could do a whole book on this one. But anyway, Dr. Peter Wenner will be talking. He'll probably have an opinion, probably be slanted. I'm just guessing, and I have to be careful when I have political guests. I kind of don't want political guests anymore, unless they really want to answer some questions and not try to shove some kind of an opinion down my throat. Just my opinion. I just don't like people doing that to me, and I certainly don't do it to anybody. Mina Samuels is a writer, a performer, a playwright, a litigation lawyer, and she's got a book called Run Like a Girl, 362 Days a Year. I wonder what happened to the other three. Anyway, so she'll be on at 9:35. Chris Klein has got a book about rock and roll. That's one I can sink my teeth into. It's called Shake, Rattle, and Roll. And then later on, let's see, do I have time to tell you this one? We're going to talk about solar energy with Whitney Torres. All right, we'll take a little break and be right back after the news. This is The Source, WOCA Ocala.
Fox News. I'm Lillian Wu. Iran ratchets up tensions with the U.S. with an announcement out overnight.
The spokesman for Iran's atomic agency says they will exceed the uranium stockpile limit set by the Iran nuclear deal in the next 10 days. According to Iranian state TV, this Secretary of State Mike Pompeo says that the U.S. does not want war with Iran, but are considering a full range of options.
Fox's Griff Jenkins. A Boeing executive apologizes to airlines and families of victims of the 737 MAX crashes in Indonesia and Ethiopia, speaking at the Paris Air Show. And some powerful storms moving across the country from Kentucky to Virginia.
We have a severe thunderstorm watch for parts of Texas, including the Austin area, where we could see some large hail, damaging winds, certainly isolated tornadoes throughout the day today.
Fox meteorologist Janice Dean. This is Fox News.
Napa know-how.
Right now, get a 5-quart jug of Napa conventional motor oil for just $11.99. That's a pretty unbelievable deal for a pretty unbelievable oil. But trust us, it's totally real, but only for a limited time. So get your 5-quart jug of Napa conventional motor oil for only $11.99 today. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
General states pricing. Sales prices do not include applicable state, local taxes, or recycling fees. Limit 6 per customer. Offer ends 6/30/19.
Pros do it right by relying on trusted brands every day because your reputation depends on it. Lowe's is here to help by stocking more of those brands and at great savings too. Like 20% off in-stock GAF or Owens Corning shingles every day when you purchase by the pallet. And we now offer the Little Giant King Combo ladder, the world's first step, extension, and leaning ladder, giving you the flexibility to do just about any job for only $159. For your next job and every job after, do it right for less. Start with Lowe's. Selection varies by location, U.S. only.
Here is your 1-minute news brief. 2 people were killed in a single vehicle collision early yesterday morning on Northeast 14th Street and 23rd Avenue in Ocala. Ocala police were called to a home on Northwest 3rd Street on Saturday in response to reports of multiple people being stabbed. A Louisiana man drowned off a beach in Okaloosa County. Scores of people protested yesterday outside a South Florida facility that has become the nation's largest location for detaining immigrant children. Firefighters in Orlando rescued 7 passengers from an amusement park ride at Fun Spot America. Miami Beach police arrested a 41-year-old woman after witnesses say she stomped on and used a wooden stick to jab at a nest of sea turtles. A 27-year-old Gainesville school bus driver is accused of molesting a young girl under the age of 12. And the Star Banner has named their new publisher. She is Rinnie Henderson and will oversee the operations of both the Ocala Star Banner and the Gainesville Sun. WOCA would like to say welcome to Ocala and welcome back to Florida. And that is your news brief from the source.
Intervals of clouds and sunshine today. There could be a stray shower or storm this morning. A better chance for a couple of heavier thunderstorms this afternoon. Highs will be running in the low to mid 80s. As we head through tonight, partly cloudy with a shower or thunderstorm in spots, especially in the evening. Low 71 to 73. Clouds or breaks of sunshine for the day on Tuesday, with a couple of showers and thunderstorms around, especially the afternoon. High Tuesday 84 to 86. Clouds and some sun. Still an afternoon thunderstorm Wednesday. Highs in the mid to upper 80s. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Brian Thompson.
Rep Today is a one-day reptile event in Gainesville. It's June 29th at the Wyndham Garden at 2900 Southwest 13th Street. Call 863-268-4273 or go to Repticon.com for more information and to purchase tickets. It may not be Jurassic Park, but you'll encounter live animals and see thousands of reptiles and other exotic animals. Again, that's June 29th at the Wyndham Garden in Gainesville because kids of all ages love reptiles. Rep Today.
Hi, I'm Jennifer, the Executive Director of Palm Garden. We celebrated Mother's Day and Nurses Week in May, and everyone had a blast.
They sure did, Jennifer, and in June we celebrate Father's Day and our wonderful CNAs. We always get so many heartfelt compliments on our caring nursing assistants.
We sure do, Annette, and we are always looking for more caring, dedicated CNAs to join the Palm Garden family.
We are, but in the meantime, Happy CNA Week from Palm Garden.
Folks, your selection of crepe myrtles at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens just got bigger and better. Now, instead of a limited selection of sizes and colors, you get your choice of up to a dozen colors, even the exotics like dark red and purple. What's more, they're all on BOGO. Buy one, get one free with prices starting as low as $29.99 for the big number 4 size crepe myrtles. So don't wait. Come check out these beauties today at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens. Other deals this week? A huge new shipment of citrus trees, including those popular dwarf citrus. They're regularly $139.99, but this week they're $99.99 at Bob Wine's. Regular size citrus are just $59.99. Also, get a buy one, get one half price on all blooming hanging baskets this week at Bob Wine's. Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens, daily till 4, Saturdays till 3, in the same blooming place since 1952.
Visit the Appleton Museum of Art for free on Saturday, July 6th from 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. All ages are invited to enjoy the special exhibitions, permanent collection, outdoor sculptures, and make art in the art space, all at no charge. The museum's education department will also host an open house so visitors can see the art studios, meet the teachers, and watch art-making demonstrations. Located at 4333 East Silver Springs Boulevard in Ocala. For more information, go to appletonmuseum.org. All right, 24 minutes before 8 o'clock. What a beautiful day. It looks like it's going to be a normal summer day in Ocala, but right now it's beautiful. This is the way you wake up, right? You get to this kind of a day. You love waking up in the morning. I'm a morning guy. I love waking up and going outside and just hearing the birds. The birds, I usually get up before the birds, actually. I can tell when the birds are starting to peep, like around 4:30-ish, 5 o'clock for the late bird. The early guy gets the worm, that's what they say anyway. All right, real quickly, if you want to mark on your calendar some stuff to do, Kingdom of the Sun Concert Band is putting on a couple of shows in July. Let's see, one will be Saturday, July 20th at 2 p.m. The other one will be Sunday, July 21st at 3 p.m. They are performing songs from the movies. The title of their program is Let's Go to the Movies. I'm a big fan of movie soundtracks, and in fact, I think some of the first records I ever bought were soundtracks. I think I bought the soundtrack to Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. I think I bought that one first. And somewhere early in my record buying days, I bought the soundtrack to, was it Airplane or Airport? Not the silly one, but the serious one. The one, I think Dean Martin was in it, right? Do you remember that one? Anyway, I was a big fan of, for some reason, I love soundtracks. Anyway, so Kingdom of the Sun Concert Band will be performing, let's see, songs from Captain America, Man of La Mancha, The Perfect Storm, 76 trombones, Pie in the Face Polka from the movie The Great Race, and there's probably a whole bunch more. And this will be for free, of course, at the Marion Technical Institute. Les Muncaster is the head of this band / orchestra, and they are unbelievable. They all do this for free. It's a voluntary thing, but they are professional musicians who also happen to be doing something else in their lives to earn a living. Some of them are doctors / musicians. Some of them are, well, you fill in the blank. You get the picture. Anyway, so it'll be, put it on your calendar, July 20th and 21st. It's a Saturday and a Sunday. Saturday is at 2 p.m., Sunday is at 3 p.m. at the Marion Technical Institute. For those who still haven't figured out what that is, that's the very old, at this point, Forest High School right on Fort King. Got it? Good. Now, I know we want to do the news, but I think I have one more thing you might be interested in. There's a yard sale. I don't normally announce yard sales, but I wanted to get this one out for these folks. This is on the property of Noah's Christian Academy in Dunellen. So they're doing this. I probably shouldn't read these things, but these people were so nice. So make an exception when people are super nice, right? This benefits foster and adoptive children in our community. So maybe that's what tugged at me. Anyway, Noah's Christian Academy is at 3429 West Dunellen Road in Dunellen. This is this weekend, the 22nd and 23rd. And how do you get to... Oh, there it is, 3429. I just read it, didn't I? What time is this thing? You always got to go through the who, what, where, when, and why. The when. Well, maybe they thought they got the when. I guess it's just go early. Usually that's how yard sales are, right? Go early. All right, let's look at the news. Phone lines are open if you want to call in, 622-9622. We'll do our best to do this. I'm flying solo today. Robin is coming back tonight. She'll be here tomorrow morning, hopefully. And Joe's also not able to be here this morning, so it is just you and I, kids. All right, let's see. An 8-year-old boy was attacked by a shark while swimming off the coast of North Carolina yesterday afternoon. The boy was in the water just off of Bald Head Island when he was bitten on the leg. Village officials say they determined the boy was bitten by a shark based on an assessment by first responders. Oh, the boy suffered puncture wounds to the leg that were not considered life-threatening. He was transported off the island by ferry and taken to a local area hospital. No other information about the nature of his injury, so we don't know that. 2 people, a man and a woman, died yesterday morning here in Ocala in a car crash where the vehicle they were in hit a tree. The Highway Patrol didn't send a whole lot of information on this one, so I don't have names. I don't even have a description of the vehicle, but the location was Northeast 14th Street and Northeast 23rd Avenue. So prayers for the people who are being affected by this sad news. I'm looking to see if I have anything else here. I don't really have any more on that one. Police responded on Saturday to a home on Northwest 3rd Street here in Ocala and found 2 victims who had been stabbed. Apparently they're doing okay. They don't have any arrests yet. They're not sure what's going on. If you have any information, I'm sure they'd be happy to hear from you. In Okaloosa County, a man from Louisiana drowned. He was 36 years old. His name was Carlos Huberto Rodriguez. He was from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Apparently he was struggling in the water. Witnesses say he was flailing his arms off of Destin. That's the city. The sheriff's office says bystanders pulled him to shore, but he was already unconscious by the time they got him up there. One of the detention facilities in South Florida was the scene of some protests yesterday. It says here scores of people were there holding up signs in Homestead that said "Homes Instead." This is considered the largest number of immigrant children that are being held. It says the housing could fit up to 3,200 migrant children and teens. Gosh. Firefighters rescued 7 passengers on a ride at the Fun Spot America amusement park in Orlando. 7 people were stuck in this thing that shoots you up in the air and then drops you down. It's called, what is the ride called? It's called the Screamer. The technique used by the rescue personnel was called the high angle technique. I guess that just means they use a very tall ladder, right? Oh, I don't know. No injuries were reported on that one. A woman was accused of disturbing, she was actually arrested and accused, disturbing a sea turtle nest. Apparently she was stomping around the edges of it and poking at it with a stick. She's 41 years old, but none of the eggs were damaged. So I'm wondering if if she thought she was doing good. I don't know. I don't want to make any presumptions, but if she was stomping and poking at it, maybe I don't know. Maybe, who knows? She was a Chinese lady. Is a Chinese lady. A 27-year-old school bus driver is accused of molesting a girl yet less than 12 years old. Doesn't give us any more details than that. This is up in Gainesville. Apparently he was forcing her to perform oral sex on him. Gosh. 27 years old. You don't have any more sense than that. You're driving a school bus for a living. Come on. These children, the parents of these children are trusting you. Star Banner says they have a new publisher. Her name is Rini Henderson. Apparently she had worked at the Las Cruces Sun News, and she's worked for the Carlsbad Current Argus, and that would be in New Mexico. And she has been in the news media business for the past 25 years, or maybe more. I was unclear about that. But she starts her new job at the Star Banner today. She'll also be overseeing the Gainesville Sun, by the way. So we've heard about some turnovers over at the Star Banner, and they weren't Apple turnovers either. And so now they have a new publisher. I guess the publisher prior to her, James Dalton, I guess he stepped down. So, welcome to Ocala. Welcome. Apparently she's from Florida, so welcome back to Florida. Welcome to Ocala and Gainesville. They're going through some hard times, you know. The newspaper world going through some tough times. I think they made a mistake, though, by letting go of some of their top people. I used to like, one of the things that is killing newspapers is the internet. And yet we can go to the internet and read the newspaper. So if the newspaper dies, then that also would mean that the website for the newspaper dies. And as far as our part goes, we have to support it. I mean, you have to get, pay whatever it is. I've heard people complain about the price of the newspaper itself, but the online one is only like $11 or something. But I heard some really high numbers for the newspaper. I don't know, because I don't get it. I get the internet one, the online one. But here's the thing I wanted to say, that if you support it, it'll still be around. You don't want it to go away. Oh, and what I was getting at is some of the people they let go. Alan Youngblood comes to mind. I mean, oh my gosh. They let go of somebody who really made a contribution to this community and to that organization. He was very skillful at writing and photography, and oh my gosh, and he's contributed to the community. He's one of the guys that dives into Silver Springs to help clean the things down there, the algae that grows underneath the water. So he's just one of several. And anyway, so that's what happens. What else do I have here? Here's a story for Galen later on. A 2-year-old girl with a rare disease has invented a teddy bear that hides the IV bags. So they gave him credit to the little girl. I think it's supposed to be a 12-year-old girl. Yeah, it is 12. Ella Casano, 12 years old, was diagnosed with, oh my gosh, idiopathic thrombocytopenia purpura, or ITP for short, when she was 7 years old. The condition destroys the platelets in her blood, and according to her website, every 8 weeks, she spends a day at an outpatient clinic getting an infusion of something called IVIG, which is described as a medicine that helps increase the number of platelets in her body. This is a story for Galen in a little bit. According to her website, the back of the pouch, looks like a teddy bear, allows a doctor or a nurse to see through and check on the fluid or medication, but this hides the bag. I guess she doesn't like the side of the bag, so she designed a teddy bear that hangs up there with the bag so that it looks like a teddy bear hanging from the pole instead of an IV bag. Oh my gosh, this next story, this is going to upset you. In North Carolina, a family had to put their dog into the animal control facility because they could not get the vaccine. The woman who owns the dog could not get the vaccine paperwork. So they had to, I guess they have some kind of a law. You have to put it into the kennel until you can fix that, right? Well, anyway, they blame, the kennel blames the cleaning crew for putting the dog in the wrong cage, and the dog was then euthanized. When the family went to go get the dog out, they were brought the wrong dog, and then they were told that their dog had been euthanized. Isn't that a horrible story? Wow. The blame was left on the cleaning crew. I know I already mentioned it. I'm just reading it to see if I got it right. Yep, that's what they say. Oh, my gosh. In Hartford, Connecticut, a man from Maine has been taken into custody in connection with the killing of an 11-year-old girl from Hartford in 1986. That's when she was 11. Her body had been found, and it was determined she had been raped and strangled as she walked home from school. Authorities say 53-year-old Mark Karen will likely appear today in Superior Court to face charges of first-degree sexual assault. So they finally got him. This is probably one of those cases of DNA coming to the rescue, so wow. 633 divers at a beach down in South Florida are now hold the world's record for the largest underwater cleanup. I was just talking to you about how Alan Youngblood did that over here at Silver Springs. According to the South Florida Sun Sentinel, the world record for the largest underwater cleanup has been broken by 633 scuba divers who scooped up trash from the ocean floor near a fishing pier at Deerfield Beach. They say that hundreds of divers entered the ocean in waves and had to stay in the water at least 15 minutes in order to be counted. Wow, now that'll get the job done quick. If you have 633 people out there trying to clean up one whatever. In Gainesville, the University of Florida, they want to embark on a growth spurt. Florida's flagship university is hoping to spend around $2.2 billion in the next decade. This is according to the Gainesville Sun, who reports that the university's capital improvement plans include a new honors college, athletic dorms, a new student health facility, academic buildings, and a landscaping plan that would change the face of the university. University of Florida President Ken Fuchs, whose name I probably am mispronouncing, I know I've heard it before and said it wrong before. He said there is not enough money in the bank to make the plans happen overnight. The growth plans coincide with the school's efforts to become a national top 5 public university. Okay. Let's see. A total of 261 bottlenose dolphins were found stranded between Louisiana and the Florida Panhandle. Wow. Authorities discovered the dolphins between February 1st and May 31st. 98% of them were already dead, according to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. Let's see. The privatization of athletics departments in our public universities is a subject in the news today. Apparently, Florida State Athletics are considering privatizing them. Now, how would that help anything? The story was about Florida State creating a private nonprofit organization to oversee its athletic department, a move that would shield athletic officials at one of Florida's flagship public universities from having to comply with public records law. Oh, that's why? Once the transition is complete later this year, Florida State athletics officials, just like their colleagues at Florida and Central Florida, who made similar structural changes years ago, will no longer be required by law to turn over internal financial documents, emails, text messages, and other records to inquiring journalists and citizens. So it's just a matter of keeping things secretive, whatever. It's funny how we have loopholes. It's funny how we have rules for things, and then we have loopholes so we can avoid those rules, right? Anything else here that's interesting? Oh, my gosh. A 20-year-old man flew from Fort Lauderdale to Hawaii. When he got there, he found a tiny, slithery snake in his luggage. Picked it up somewhere here in Florida. A South Carolina woman who police say was driving drunk will not be cited with a DUI because her vehicle was a toy truck. News outlets quote police as saying that instead they charged 25-year-old Megan Holman with public intoxication. She's allowed to drive a toy truck with alcoholic beverages, I guess, but just not in the streets, which I think she was. It was one of those Power Wheels electric toy trucks. In Newark, at the Newark, what do they call it? Newark Liberty Airport, right? Newark Liberty International Airport. A jet skidded off the runway. United Flight 627 skidded off the left side of runway 22 about 1 p.m. Saturday when it landed at the New Jersey hub. They say some of the tires had, for some reason, been deflated. That's the airport Robin will be taking off from later on today, by the way. A 94-year-old Chicago man who missed his high school graduation due to World War II walked across the stage at his old school and got his diploma 76 years late. But better late than never. William C. Wagner, who was 94 years old, said he missed his graduation at Tilden High School in 1944 when he left to serve in the war. But his son, Forrest Wagner, secretly arranged for a diploma to be issued for his father in time for his birthday. Well, that was nice. I was watching one of these guys, these law shows where there's a judge. There's a judge. It sounds like he's got a New York accent. I don't really know the show. I just see clips on YouTube once in a while. But anyway, there was a Vietnam veteran who had to stand before this judge. I don't know, maybe you've seen this video. And the judge, the guy's really polite and very respectful to the judge. And the judge asks him if he's a veteran, and he said yes, and he identifies himself as a Vietnam War veteran. And the judge admits that he has a soft spot in his heart, that when the draft was going on for the Vietnam War, he was a teacher. So this guy must be up there in age, huh? But he was a teacher, and one of the students she had enlisted and died in the Vietnam War. So he's always had a soft spot. Of course, we all have a soft spot. The country at large was not behaving well during that war as far as treating our veterans. But, I mean, for the most people I meet, we have great respect for all of you veterans. But anyway, so the judge, it was interesting because the guy admitted that he had run a red light. He said that the reason he ran the red light was because he had been at the VA. They had given him some kind of a medication, and he had never run a red light before, but the medication kind of, had an effect on him, I guess, and it caused him to not pay attention as much as he should have Fortunately, nobody was hurt. He went through the light without anybody getting hit. So because he ran the light, they even showed the video of him running the light. They had that on the videotape. But the judge then pulled out a letter from a guy in Hawaii who said, I like to support veterans. So he sent the court a check for $30. And he said that I would like this to go toward any penalty that a veteran might have to pay. And so the judge says, so I'm not going to charge you for this, for running the light, but to satisfy the court, we will take the $30 from this gentleman in Hawaii and pay the fine. And I thought, well, there's an idea. Like if you have a few extra dollars, you can send it to one of the courts and put a stipulation on it that says, look, if somebody comes in there and you have no choice but to charge them a fine, and it's somebody who has really contributed to our society, use your judgment. You're a judge after all. Then this hopefully will cover the cost, or at least part of it. It's a nice idea. Oh my gosh, have I been missing the phone calls? Let me go to the phone. I see it ringing right now. Good morning. You're on the air.
Yeah, good morning, Larry.
Hey, Hugh.
Speaking of red lights and stuff, every time I go out driving, which is quite a bit, at least one, if not more, people going through red lights. It's like it's okay to do it. When we moved down here in the middle 90s, you could always tell when the snowbirds were down because the traffic was heavier, but not really bad. And usually around April, the birds would head up back north, and you could see a difference in traffic. I'm telling you, I did a lot of driving around in the last week or two, and there must be a lot of population moving in down here because traffic is as heavy now during non-snowbird time as a snowbird time. It's almost getting as bad as Orlando and Tampa. I'm telling you.
Yeah, there are some parts of Ocala that absolutely get that bad. I know. This right down here, 200 is a great example.
Yeah, so I know when we moved down in the middle 90s, there was more people down here in the winter, but I'm telling you now, driving around, I can't believe either you're not going back up north because they had a horrible winter, or we're just getting a big population push down here.
Yeah, I think both. I think you're probably right on both counts. Hey, I got to run, Hugh. Thank you so much. Appreciate the call. All right, we will take a little break. We'll be right back. This is The Source, WOCA Ocala.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA Ocala.
Fox News, I'm Lillian Wu. Iran announcing it's approaching a nuclear milestone in the next 10 days as it steps up uranium enrichment.
That move would break the stockpile limit in the nuclear deal with world powers. This after U.S. blamed Iran for attacks on tankers in the Gulf of Oman.
Fox's Rachel Sutherland, Iran denying it's behind the attack.
Secretary of State Mike Pompeo says this is an international challenge, and he says the U.S. will take action, diplomatic or otherwise, to ensure ships are able to pass through the Strait of Hormuz. He says what you should assume is we are going to guarantee freedom of navigation throughout the strait.
Fox's Ellison Barber. And in San Diego, jury selection begins today in the military trial of the Navy SEAL accused of killing an ISIS prisoner. Special Operations Chief Edward Gallagher has pled not guilty to premeditated murder. This is Fox News.
Napa know-how.
Right now, get a 5-quart jug of Napa conventional motor oil for just $11.99. That's a pretty unbelievable deal for a pretty unbelievable oil. But trust us, it's totally real, but only for a limited time. So get your 5-quart jug of Napa conventional motor oil for only $11.99 today. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
General States pricing. Sales prices do not include applicable state, local taxes, or recycling fees. Limit 6 per customer. Offer ends 6/30/19.
Pros do it right by relying on trusted brands every day because your reputation depends on it. Lowe's is here to help by stocking more of those brands and at great savings too. Like 20% off in-stock GAF or Owens Corning shingles every day when you purchase by the pallet. And we now offer the Little Giant King Combo Ladder, the world's first step, extension, and leaning ladder, giving you the flexibility to do just about any job for only $159. For your next job and every job after, do it right for less. Start with Lowe's. Selection varies by location, U.S. only.
Opinion.
Here is your 1-minute news brief. 2 people were killed in a single vehicle collision early yesterday morning on Northeast 14th Street and 23rd Avenue in Ocala. Ocala police were called to a home on Northwest 3rd Street on Saturday in response to reports of multiple people being stabbed. A Louisiana man drowned off a beach in Okaloosa County. Scores of people protested yesterday outside a South Florida facility that has become the nation's largest location for detaining immigrant children. Firefighters in Orlando rescued 7 passengers from an amusement park ride at Fun Spot America. Miami Beach police arrested a 41-year-old woman after witnesses say she stomped on and used a wooden stick to jab at a nest of sea turtles. A 27-year-old Gainesville school bus driver is accused of molesting a young girl under the age of 12. And the Star Banner has named their new publisher. She is Rinnie Henderson and will oversee the operations of both the Ocala Star Banner and the Gainesville Sun. WOCA would like to say welcome to Ocala and welcome back to Florida. And that is your news brief from the source.
Intervals of clouds and sunshine today. There could be a stray shower or storm this morning. A better chance for a couple of heavier thunderstorms this afternoon. Highs will be running in the low to mid 80s. As we head through tonight, partly cloudy with a shower or thunderstorm in spots, especially in the evening. Low 71 to 73. Clouds or breaks of sunshine for the day on Tuesday with a couple of showers and thunderstorms around, especially the afternoon. High Tuesday 84 to 86. Clouds and some sun. Still an afternoon thunderstorm Wednesday. Highs in the mid to upper 80s. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Brian Thompson.
Visit the Appleton Museum of Art for free on Saturday, July 6th from 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. All ages are invited to enjoy the special exhibitions, permanent collection, outdoor sculptures, and make art in the art space, all at no charge. The museum's education department will also host an open house so visitors can see the art studios, meet the teachers, and watch art-making demonstrations. Located at 4333 East Silver Springs Boulevard in Ocala. For more information, go to appletonmuseum.org.
Hi, I'm Jennifer, the Executive Director of Palm Garden. We celebrated Mother's Day and Nurses Week in May, and everyone had a blast.
They sure did, Jennifer. And in June, we celebrate Father's Day and our wonderful CNAs. We always get so many heartfelt compliments on our caring nursing assistants.
We sure do, Annette, and we are always looking for more caring, dedicated CNAs to join the Palm Garden family.
We are, but in the meantime,
Happy CNA Week from Palm Garden.
Rep Today is a one-day reptile event in Gainesville. It's June 29th at the Wyndham Garden at 2900 Southwest 13th Street. Call 863-268-4273 or go to Repticon.com for more information and to purchase tickets. It may not be Jurassic Park, but you'll encounter live animals and see thousands of reptiles and other exotic animals. Again, that's June 29th at the Wyndham Garden in Gainesville because kids of all ages love reptiles. Rep Today. All right, 5 minutes after 8 o'clock. It's not a bad day out there. It's not a rep today, but it's a good day. Galen Unold is on the phone from Life South Community Blood Center. Hey, Galen.
Hey, good morning, Larry. How are you?
I'm good. Where are you today?
Heading to Gainesville today.
All right. You know, every time because I'm the voice on that ad, the Rep Today ad, but every time I hear it, I think about you because you had said something really kind of true and profound that boys at a certain age forget about dinosaurs. As soon as they recognize girls, they say, oh, dinosaurs? What are they? Right? That's kind of funny.
Yeah, I still believe that. Yeah.
But I'm wondering if it comes back, because as they get older, I'm noticing I'm interested again.
Well, yeah, that's because, your interest in girls probably wanes because, you're at a certain age. Hey.
Well, I don't know if that part is true, but it's just the idea that, holy cow, we had a guy on the other day, he wrote a book, and he was talking about how there was an advanced civilization that once lived in America, and he had evidence. I mean, the book was really thick. I still have it here. It's called America Before. Yeah, he's got pictures in it and everything to prove that there was an advanced civilization in this country, and it wasn't all the advanced civilizations were not just in Europe and the Middle East. You there?
Okay. Yeah, I haven't heard that one. Yeah, I was just waiting for you to finish. Yeah, I haven't heard that there was an advanced civilization here. I mean, there's a lot of theories that the world is begun and ended and begun and ended many, many times. The civilizations have completely died off because of natural disasters and, asteroids and things like that. But I haven't heard that there was one here in the U.S.
You know, and
I wonder what kind of evidence he has.
it is. You want the book? It's
no, I don't.
592 pages long. But anyway.
No, I would just watch it. I would watch a 5-minute YouTube thing on it.
Okay, but think about this now. Whenever you try to bring up something from the Bible to somebody who just resists hearing anything, if you say the word the Bible, they just turn you off. They don't want to hear anything else, right?
Sure.
But you will have scientists talking about how there was once a civilization here before what we know as, our history, right? And then you say, well, the Bible does talk about a flood. That never happened. Well, why not? Well, it was probably an asteroid. Well, couldn't that asteroid have caused a flood? I mean, couldn't the flood have had a scientific paper trail, for lack of a better word, right?
Yeah. There was a guy on Joe Rogan's podcast. I don't know if you've ever seen a Joe Rogan podcast, and he talked about how he studies climate, but he goes back thousands and thousands of years, and he basically shows. He said, I can show you exactly when this flood happened, or when the Earth was completely covered in water, and it was amazing. He had charts and everything for it. So, he said every part of our world was covered with water.
Yeah, and
he goes, why else would you have at the top of the Himalayas, fossils of shells?
Right. Right.
Yeah. It was a fascinating, because he's like, people think that climate is a recent thing. He said, the baby ice age happened and then disappeared in something like 8 years. So, yeah. Anyway.
But okay, but look at the Noah part of that story, right?
Sure.
Then if you were to have an argument with a steadfast atheist who just doesn't want to hear anything associated with the Bible, you say, well, wait a minute. So we're both agreeing there might have been a flood. You say it was an asteroid. I say it was maybe God who caused an asteroid. Okay, but you don't think there's a God causing anything. And then they will bring up the Noah part. Well, how do you explain? You really think a guy got a message from God to build a boat? And my thinking is, yeah, why not? I mean, we have, every time you talk, we do interviews with, let's say, a singer and a songwriter, a guy who writes songs, right? Billy Joel. Here's a great example. And he says, I don't know where the songs come from. They must come from God. And you go, really? God wrote only the good die young? I don't know. That just sounds weird to me. But the idea that you can accept the fact from a rock star that they get this somehow, message from somewhere else, but you can't believe that a guy named Noah got a message from somewhere else? I mean, there were no distractions back in his day. He didn't have telephones.
He was on social media, or they would have crushed him.
Yeah.
I mean, he was shunned by the local people. I mean, that's well documented. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, there's some people you just can't have a discussion in good faith with.
So I have
move on.
As our topic today, I have things that 90% of Americans actually agree on. These are the things most of us agree on. Okay. All right, you ready for this one? First of all, how's the blood supply?
We're right at a 3.5-day blood supply. We're short of O's. So if you're an O, please come by the blood center and donate blood. We're right there on the boulevard at East 1607 East Silver Springs Boulevard. So please just get the life to donate blood.
And we have friends over at Palm Garden that would love for you to come visit them. Go see Palm Garden of Ocala. Take a tour. See why we recommend them for your long-term healthcare needs, end-of-life healthcare needs, rehabilitative needs, therapeutic needs. Maybe you need to improve your walking, your talking, your swallowing, your lifting, your standing. They've got some therapy over there that is top-notch in 21st century, and let them do all the explaining. Don't let me try to do it because I'm going to mess it up. But if you take a tour, you'll find out why we recommend Palm Garden. They are a skilled nursing facility at 2700 Southwest 34th Street. And by the way, the food is really good too. And Penn Flooring, go over there and get some flooring for your some new flooring for your home or office, whether it's a new home or not. You'll see what you can do to make your home more beautiful. We used it here at WOCA. It's still as good as it was the first day, except for right here where I sit, Galen. I don't know what I did, but I did something. Something happened over here.
Well, you're sitting there every day for 5 hours. Something's going to happen.
But, I don't know. I don't know what happened. Hey. All right, so here we go. Here are the things that 90% of Americans actually agree on. Now, I'm going to question the 90% on the first one. It says, we believe in the existence of God. 90%. You think that's true?
Yeah, but I think that everybody believes in a different version of God.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I think that's probably right. Yeah, I think that they believe that. I think most people believe that this all came from something.
Yeah, we
science can't prove that something came out of nothing. Right? I mean, there's no way to prove that there's spontaneous creation.
We have guests quite frequently that will refer to the powers of the universe, the vibrations of nature. There's everything other than the word God. And then I'll always interject and I'll say, well, kind of the same thing we call God, right? Well, it's not really. Oh my gosh.
Sure. Yeah.
Right.
But I think that's about right. Yeah.
All right. 90% of Americans agree that we all feel pretty darn healthy. We do. We kind of feel healthy, don't we?
Yeah. I think as a country we're pretty healthy. Yeah.
90% of Americans believe that life begins at conception. Is that right? Not the way the news...
and that's the whole thing. But and then it's just the way you word it. That's part of the issue with, I think, why we need to have more conversations on whether abortion should be legal. I think if you ask a lot of people, they're like, "Oh, I would never get an abortion," but if a woman wants to, they should have that right. It's not my body. And it's like, that's where it gets into the weeds. Yeah, I believe that. I
do too. Oh, I believe it too. It's interesting. The next one, 90% of Americans believe abortion should be legal. So, legal and rare.
No. I think that number's a lot lower than 90%.
Legal and
no
rare.
Way.
Okay.
No, I think it's a lot.
So 90% of us believe that life begins at conception, but according to this, 90% of us believe abortion should be legal.
No, I think that number's a lot. I mean, when they show national polls, it's something like 55% believe it should be illegal. So.
90% of Americans believe we should outdo the Electoral College. Outdo.
No,
maybe it should be undo.
That's not true at all.
Oh my gosh, I hope not.
Where's this from?
This is from Reader's Digest. Reader's Digest.
Oh, there's no way. No. I mean, what are you're gonna tell everybody in South Dakota that they don't matter anymore?
Exactly.
I mean,
I'm so glad you understand it. That the article actually explains that. So it goes on. Yeah. So they're using the headline. I see what they do to get you into the article, and then the article.
Well, it's Reader's Digest.
They make their point. Okay. 90% of Americans are proud to be Americans. There you go.
I believe that one.
96% of Americans say they were extremely, very, or moderately proud to be American. So just proud, okay.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing is that if you don't like this country, guess what? You have the freedom to leave it.
90% of Americans believe that you should not cheat if you're in a relationship.
Yeah, I think that's true. I believe that.
I do too. What? But you know what they're saying in the article though is the TV makes it seem like everybody's cheating. TV and movies.
Yeah, well, I think that's probably true. Yeah.
Wow. 90% of Americans think it's important that our government has checks and balances. Oh my gosh, yes.
I would hope so. But those same people don't believe in an electoral college.
Outdo it, it says. Outdo. Just outdo the others. I'm not sure what you mean by outdo. Okay.
Maybe they just, I don't know.
90% of Americans think that they are spiritual, but not necessarily religious. See, there you go again.
Yeah, I think but they believe in, that the I need to get in tune with nature, all that. Yeah. I need to meditate. Somebody told me that the other day. Really started to meditate. I'm like, what do you do when you meditate? I just, kind of think. I'm like, well, okay. What are you thinking about?
I've had this conversation many times because of the show we do. And every time somebody explains meditation to me, I say, well, that's me driving. What you're talking about is me driving. I do. Okay. I meditate when I drive. I just empty my brain. I think about nothing. When
I used to run, I used to do that. You could just get into that zone where, you don't think about anything and you clear your brain. Yeah.
Why'd you stop running?
I don't do that when I'm driving. But
why did you stop running?
Knee surgeries. My knees blow up now when I do it.
Do you bike? Do you bicycle?
Nope, can't. Can't do that for my knees.
Same reason?
Repetitive motion is not good for my knees.
Let's
so if I became a bicyclist, then I couldn't make fun of them. I think bicycles who try to share the road on the highway are foolish. Like you'll see them on 441, and you're like, you're on a bike, and there's a semi truck going by you that goes by at 70 miles an hour.
Oh my gosh!
And they can just blow you off the road.
Oh my gosh!
Not even touching you.
I know.
Well, I got to log miles.
Well,
gotta log miles.
Years ago, Robin and I used to ride bicycles a lot, and so we said, let's ride from Bellevue to the Cascades. It's about a 15-mile ride, right? Well, that was one of the scariest bicycle rides I ever did. I said, I don't know how these people ride on the road. I don't know how they do, like, the bicycle lanes, like in New York City, the bicycle lanes are right next to the cars. It's like, holy cow, that's crazy.
Well, and they're not going 70 miles an hour. And they're going like 40 at top speed, I guess.
Probably tops, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just, I don't know.
By the way, let me tell you a story about something Robin did yesterday on Father's Day. She was with her son, who is a father for the first Father's Day, because he's a dad as of this year. And so they went to Governor's Island, and she climbed a rock to the top of Governor's Island. And oh my gosh, the pictures she took were really amazing. The view that she had from that rock. I said, well, wasn't there a path? And she said, oh yeah, there's a path, but we wanted to climb the rock. So, are you familiar with Governor's Island, by the way?
No, I'm not.
Okay, just picture, if you can picture the harbor, like picture where the Statue of Liberty is. Just go across the harbor to the New York side. There's another island there that used to be a fort years ago. And that's where she went. So.
All right.
Let's see. 90% of us say they are glad we have the internet.
Yeah, I'm surprised that number's not higher.
Yeah, really.
I mean, who's like, oh, I hate the internet. The internet's bad. And you couldn't use your phone.
10% said they never go online at all. When I was out in the desert after my brother had his accident a couple of weeks ago, more than a month ago actually now, I told one of his friends that we would put the information about a memorial service on legacy.com, and he said, "Oh, I don't go online." I said, "Never? You don't even own a computer." So there's an example right there. Somebody who doesn't even own a computer.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're living in the desert for a reason.
Oh my God!
No, I mean, they obviously want to get away from everything. Yeah. So.
Okay, let's see if you disagree.
What do you do, like, if something breaks in your house and you have to fix it, and you don't have YouTube? Do you go to the encyclopedia?
Yeah, I guess so.
Think about that. I mean, something breaks in my house, I YouTube it. Oh, that looks pretty simple. I can do that.
Right. I do the same thing. I do the exact same thing. Yeah. Yeah, Alex learned how to pick a lock on the door at the radio station on YouTube. We had accidentally locked the door to the copy machine, to the room with the copy machine in it. This was in the Cascades, and none of the keys that were laying around worked that door. So he went on YouTube, saw this thing about how to pick a lock, and he did it. Isn't that amazing?
There you go. Yeah, YouTube creating criminals every day.
Let's see if you disagree or agree. 90% of us think that everyone buying a gun should have a background check first.
I don't think it's that high. I don't. No. If it's a right, well, why should you have a license? It's a right.
90% of Americans,
Right.
92% of Americans say the government should help out with the cost of medical care.
Oh, I think that's way too high.
It seems like it from our perspective, yeah.
Well, we're part of that 100%.
But see, this right here, this statistic shows why the Electoral College is important. Because I'm going to guess, I'm going to do a what do you call it? A blanket statement, which is probably not true. But I'm guessing that most urban areas in this country are probably on that side, in the 92%. They probably didn't ask you and me. They probably didn't ask people in rural America. And if we didn't have an electoral college, this is why I'm connecting the two, then the rural area, and I know you know this, the rural areas, as you mentioned earlier, would not be represented by the president. Maybe they would by Congress, but the president wouldn't be there. All the president would have to do is campaign in New York, L.A., Chicago, Miami, maybe Atlanta, Dallas. They wouldn't have to campaign in Gainesville or the villages. They wouldn't have to campaign in, as you said, Boise, Idaho, or something.
Yeah, absolutely right. I think anybody who thinks that the Electoral College is bad, it's just bitter because they lost.
How was your toast today?
I mean, they haven't looked at the science.
How was your toast? Was it dry?
It's dry today. I mean, it's not your fault.
My toast is really dry today.
all you can do is bring one. You can't expect to add the butter and the jam. I mean, you're just the toast. I mean, you're toast.
I am toast. I am toast.
It's flavorless.
That's kind of funny. All right. So, where's the Bloodmobile today?
Elwood Blues would be very, very happy, though. You know, he likes dry toast.
Who would I?
The Blues Brothers.
Oh, the Blue. Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
I don't know the movie. All right. So tell me where the Bloodmobile is.
Hey, Bloodmobile today. We're down in the Shores. We're at the Walmart there in the Shores. So stop by there and see us, and just please give to Gift of Life, donate blood, and you can donate platelets on the bus. So ask about it.
By the way, there was a little girl in the news, 12 years old, and she has to go get platelets on a regular basis. I can't remember. I don't have it in front of me, the story. But it says invented, but she designed a teddy bear with a hook on it and an opening in it. So they can put the bag that the platelets drip in from into the teddy bear so that it's not. She says it's embarrassing to have a bag hanging over her. So.
Yeah, it couldn't be platelets. It could be because of. Anyway, it's a long story, but it could be like I heard you talk about that, but it could be, what's the fluid? Oh, my mind's like completely blank.
Saline? Is it saline?
Sugar water stuff. Saline.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the saline or any of those other drips, as long as it's in the right plastic bag, it could fit in that. And I thought that was a really, really clever idea. So good for her.
Very cool. Okay.
Good for her.
Yeah. Okay. So they were just using the wrong word in the story.
Yeah, unless they do unless it's got something in it. But the reason is the platelet bag is permeable because the platelets breathe.
Okay.
I'd have to figure that out.
Ah, okay. All right, Galen. Well, we got through this segment without Robin or Joe. See how much color a color person adds to a show.
Yeah, it was still dry. still dry.
Still dry.
Could have
Yeah.
used a little more butter. Yeah.
All right, we'll talk. Robin will be back tomorrow, so things will be back to normal.
Woo! Yeah. All right.
All right, Galen.
All right.
Thank you.
And we'll probably have a 20 after.
Thank you.
That's fine.
Thank you. Yeah, we might. All right, we'll talk to you tomorrow, Galen.
All right. Be good.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Hi, I'm Jennifer, the Executive Director of Palm Garden. We celebrated Mother's Day and Nurses Week in May, and everyone had a blast.
They sure did, Jennifer. And in June, we celebrate Father's Day and our wonderful CNAs. We always get so many heartfelt compliments on our caring nursing assistants.
We sure do, Annette, and we are always looking for more caring, dedicated CNAs to join the Palm Garden family.
We are, but in the meantime, Happy CNA Week from Palm Garden.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Gene Powell pasture mowing, 352-629-2440. In addition to our pasture mowing and tractor services, we also offer fence row spraying, stump grinding, and now rototilling. Now is the perfect time to get ready for spring. We are family owned and operated, licensed and insured, and farm ready. Howell Gene, Gene at yahoo.com. 352-629-2440. Gene Powell pasture mowing, 352-629-2440. Gene is a proud United States veteran.
Howdy folks, RL here for Dairy Queen Silver Springs. We want to thank Marion County for 45 years of loyalty. We love this wonderful community, so come on down to Dairy Queen Silver Springs and get some of our great food and ice cream. We have a number of great meal deals that include dessert at a better price than anyone in the industry. Our products are made fresh to order just for you. Dairy Queen Silver Springs, where we always treat you like kings and queens.
Hi, I'm Kate. I became a comfort keeper so I could help care for seniors in my community. I enjoy spending time with them and helping them to live at home.
Being a comfort keeper is a rewarding and fulfilling career. Comfort keepers provide non-medical in-home care and companionship for seniors on a full or part-time basis.
Call 855-592-0013 to learn how to apply to the Comfort Keepers team.
Do something good for your career and for